Friday. Hard to believe. It's already 3 quarters down. We got the 4th quarter upon us. Can you believe it? It is unbelievable. Boy, this year is flying by. And here we are, October 1. Now it makes sense to start putting out all the Halloween decorations. We started putting up some fall festivities in the house, and the kids want a few of the fall festivities and Halloween out front. That will happen within the week. Yeah, we're going to decorate. That's right. I'm sure everybody out there is probably thinking the same thing. Anyway, do I have a special guest? Let's see if I have a special guest. This is having a hard time focusing. Let's see if it can focus on me. Hello there. That was weird. Having a focusing issue. Okay, but whatever. Mia, are you in the house? Mia Rose? Mia Rose? This is her cue to come in. Mia? Yeah, she'll be joining us shortly if she knows what's good for her, right? Yeah, that's right. I think she wants to go to a special meet next week with her team. Yeah, it's time. We're live. Here she is, Miss Mia Rose. Hi, Mia. Do we have anything fun planned this weekend? Listen, she's the one that will not say I have soccer. Yeah, icing your shins. She runs cross country, and she ran a meet today. Was in total pain, but pushed through the pain and did absolutely fantastic. She is super duper fast. And how are those shins feeling?
Not good.
Not good. So as a result, she'll be icing and doing a lot of good stuff, massaging those out, getting ready for another meet next week. Right on.
Yep.
Boom. All right, I'll go walk the dog and shut the door on your way out. Not all the way. Thanks. All righty. So let's go ahead and begin. That was Mia Rose making one of those rare appearances. She's not like Athena, where Athena wants to be on Broadway. So anyways, let's go ahead and begin. And Housing Debrief, episode 27? Hard to believe. Here we are, already at episode 27. So here we are, sponsor. And I would like to, of course, thank our sponsor once again, my buddy, your buddy, Kevin Buddy at Monarch Coast Financial. You know what? He deals with everything from more than one kind of, there's more than one kind of borrower, and there's, of course, more than one kind of loan. And everything from full documentation loans, they handle alternative documentation loans, investor financing, and, of course, private money. So pretty much everything you need in lending, you need to go to Kevin Buddy. Because Kevin Buddy has loads of experience, has been doing it since 1976. He's my own personal loan officer and took care of my family, and highly recommended. Great service. We recently had refinanced, and you can reach him, have him help you and your clients at 949-422-2075. That's Kevin Buddy at 949-422-2075. Thanks again, Kevin. We really appreciate your continued sponsorship. Our company, Reports on Housing, your local real estate snapshot. It's about driving home data, and I'm the geek. I'm the nerd. I have the credentials, quantitative economic decision sciences major. I'm not like one of those bare YouTube sites or TikToks that are going around where they are perma-bears. Instead, I actually have an economic model that I follow. If I saw something that was negative, I would let everybody know. So we have reports that dot all over Southern California, and we're looking to expand to other areas within a day's flight, and where I can get there and get back, like Vegas and Phoenix, that kind of area. Our most recent report is Buyers Against the Ropes. That came out San Bernardino, Riverside this week. Next week, this coming up week, we're going to get a new one for LA, Orange County, and San Diego County along the coast, because we alternate weeks. Comes out every other week, so there'll be a new one in everybody's inbox on this coming up week. And our company is Reports on Housing. Go to our website, reportsonhousing.com. That's the plural of report, REPORTS, because I do more than one report. So it's reportsonhousing.com. Click on subscribe, $15 per month or $150 per year. You can brew your own coffee, make your own tea. That's what I'm drinking right here, some tea. You can drink your own tea, skip the Starbucks or the fancy coffee, and get the report, which will help you in your businesses. And people swear by them. I've had people that have been a long-time subscribers since 2011. They swear by it. They say it's the simplest $15 or $150 per month or $150 per year that they've ever spent. It's a great tool for their business. You get a month free if you sign up utilizing the coupon code Q4HOT. That's kind of a little clue as to where we are going. So that's right. We have something funny to share. This is your listing about 90 minutes after it goes on live on the MLS. I like this one. Very appropriate, right? This has nothing to do with real estate, but pretty funny. I mean, we all do it. My email is well written, reviewed, ready to be sent. My email is sent, boom, and oops, forgot the attached file. That was great. We've all done it. I'm sure of it. I'm not the only one. So let's get into housing. What to expect in Q4. Hard to believe we are here officially today. It starts the fourth quarter. And yes, this is a clue. Fiery hot, insanely hot. Southern California supply. Yes, we've had an inventory crisis and it's not getting better. It's getting worse and it will continue to until we hit the end of the year. If you look at the Southern California active listing inventory year over year, you can see it is coming down right now. The inventory is coming down because today it's 19,517, dipped below 20,000 again, and where it was down 664 homes. Last year, we were at 25,586. That was the lowest for this year, lowest level for this time of year last year that I had ever seen. And then this year is even lower. There's 31% more homes on the market last year. The 3-year average is 40,934. That's more than double, 110%. So that's a lot higher than where we are today. And this is where we peaked. The peak was on August 19th at 20,643. We've shed 1,126 homes, down 5% since. So this is kind of the jazz. This is where we're going, and this is what it is. It's the autumn market. The autumn market is here. It started when the kids went back to school, and that's when inventory slowly drops because it's not the best time for families to place their homes in the market. Let's face it, families really rule the housing market, and they make springtime the best because that's when they put their homes on the market. That's when families like to move, and families like to move between the spring and summer. And now we're into the fall. So that's when inventory slowly drops because not as many homes are coming on the market. Number one month for homes coming in the market is, of course, May. We're all the way in October. We're getting towards the end of the year, and that's where fewer and fewer homes are coming on the market. So demand slowly drops as well. So both the inventory and demand drops almost at the same rate. So it becomes the expected market time. The market time feel of the market is the same. If you take the temperature of it now and you take the temperature of it in 6 weeks from now, it's going to be a very similar temperature. And then we're going to get into the holidays, lo and behold. And here's what happens in the holidays. Inventory plunges. This is after it's the second week in November. And then from the third week on, that's the holiday market. And it lasts for the first couple of weeks of January. And that's where inventory plunges. It reaches its bottom on December 31st. So it just really comes down fast. And then demand plunges as well. And it reaches its bottom December 31st. So the active listing inventory, where are we going from here? Like I said, slightly down. Then we go into the holidays, and we get that holiday plunge. And the inventory, this is where we are right now, and it's at the lowest level that we've ever seen for this time of year. Of course, we were lower last year, but that's because we've gone up in inventory. But as we go up in inventory, it's going to go down from here. This is a normal up and then down. This looks really pitiful, this tiny little peak in comparison of things. And this is where we were on January 1st of this year. And where we're going to go for the rest of the year for Southern California is we're actually going to continue to go down and reach another record low, lower than the start to this year by the time we start January 1st of 2022. The inventory crisis continues. And what happens in SoCal is also happening in Northern California. I'm tracking Northern California now. And also is happening across the United States. So all those people are thinking that, great, we're getting more inventory. That's a normal thing. We're at that peak where inventory is starting to come down. And unfortunately, we're going to go down until we start the beginning of 2022. So it will continue to drop down from here. And now I'm going to get into where we are in the different markets. Los Angeles, 8,128 homes in the market. It's actually, and I don't go that much into the various counties, but I'm going to do it today because I want to give you an idea of where we are and where it's headed. It will continue to head down. In LA, we're at 8,128 going. It's 23% lower than last year. And last year was a record level since I started tracking. And then Orange County is at 2,179, 48% less than where we were last year. And last year was a record level. Riverside, 3,430, 21% down over last year. And it too is at a record level. It was at a record level last year. San Bernardino, and we're less in all these markets, except for San Bernardino. San Bernardino is the only market where we have more homes on the market. If it wasn't for last year, 3,112 would be a record low. They're normally at about 6,000. That's the 3-year average from 2017 to 2019. Everything is all counties are well below their 3-year average from 2017 to 2019. I don't compare 2020 because that was a COVID year and everything was skewed. But San Bernardino is the only one, but they actually peaked. They're starting to come down. Riverside actually has not peaked. All the other markets have peaked. Riverside is approaching the peak. It's very similar to where it was a couple weeks last week. So I think we're hitting that peak and it might come down. We'll just have to wait and see. It does something different because the Palm Desert, Palm Springs area, all of them out there, they think that they need to place their homes on the market during the winter time because all the snowbirds come and will buy their stuff. And that's just not true. I have not found it in the data. So hopefully through education, more people subscribing to the report will get fewer people to place their homes on the market during the winter time in Palm Desert, Palm Springs area. So San Diego's at 2,668. It's 32% less than last year. And it too, last year was a record low level. So this year it is just, at the bottom, there's nothing in the gas tank. And how about this one? The number of new for sale signs compared to the 3-year average. Once again, comparing to 2017, 2019, when things were more normal. And a very similar number came on the market for years. Actually, it was slightly higher prior to 2017. So that's why I'm only taking 2017 to 2019, because in 16, 15, 14, there was a few more homes. So slowly but surely, there's been fewer homes coming on the market. So that's why I'm taking that average from 2017 to 2019. And all of 2020, we're down 11%, or missing 29,242 homes for 2020. Now, January to September 2021 is down 8%, or missing 17,525 homes. So not quite as bad as last year, but still, it's pretty off. There are a lot of missing for sale signs. Let's see. So let's go into Los Angeles is down 8% year over year. Orange, January to September, that was all 2020. January to September is down 3%. Orange County down 7% in 2020. This year, down 7% so far. Riverside down 11% in 2020. This year so far, down 9%. How about San Bernardino, San Diego County? I'm glad they're on the same slide because these counties are dealing with the biggest inventory crisis, down 20% in 2020 in San Bernardino, and still down 13% this year. So that's a lot of missing for sale signs cumulative between 2020 and 2021. And in San Diego, down 10% in 2020 and down 14% in 2021. So actually, this year they're placing fewer for sale signs. It's the only county than how few came on in 2020. So they exceeded last year the number of homes that were missing from the marketplace. So you can see there's a lot of missing for sale signs. But I do want to give some hope. I want to give some hope to the buyers that are out there. And here's what it is. Oh, just a second. I have a major interruption. This major interruption is this. Zeke, say hello to everybody, but you got to look this way. Don't look at your crawling kids. Here, say hi. What are you doing? Where did you go today? I go to school. You went to school? Was it fun? Yeah. Did you learn anything? What did you learn? What was your favorite part of today? I did a puzzle. You did a puzzle? Usually when I ask him that question, he says I played with sands. This is the first time I've heard him say something like that.
All gone.
The sand's all gone?
Yeah.
Oh, so now he had to move on to something else. Now he had to move on to puzzle. Okay, that's cool. That's fun. Well, thank you for joining me. Say bye to everybody. Oh, yeah. I know we got another person here. Come on up here. Thinks I can lift her, but let's see if I can. Yes, I can. Say hello.
Hi, I went to school today, and I played this game, British Bulldogs.
Oh, that sounds like fun. So, what are we doing this weekend?
We have a soccer game for me and Alana and Mason.
All righty. Thank you, Athena Rose. Appreciate it.
And Reno Thomas.
So, it's been, let's see, so let's get regrouped here. Not all homes sell instantly. Southern California, the number of homes that have been on the market for 30 plus days, so for a month, is at 44% or 8,691. Remember, there's only 20,000 homes on the market, less than 20,000. So 8,691 have been on the market for 30 plus days. And you think it would be the luxury, but it's all ranges. That's what we found in looking at this. It's all price ranges. So there are some people that are getting ahead of their skis, and then and there's some people that actually have come on the market where they get all the fanfare and they go into escrow and then they fall out of escrow and then they don't get that same fanfare because now they had to place their home back on the market. And I talked to a couple of real estate agents that had that very thing happen. So they're not dealing with a lot of offers, which is great for buyers. They've got to look for those needles in the haystack that are out there, but they do exist. And those are the ones that have been on the market for 30 plus days. But once you start getting in the higher ranges, yes, or the ones that have been on the market for a longer time, it typically is luxury and it gets to ultra luxury for 90 days plus. But 60 plus days is 25% of the market, 4,836. And the ones that have been on the market for 3 months plus, that is 14% or 2,829 homes throughout Southern California. So not a whole heck of a lot. And this is typically your extra ultra luxury. And they don't like to come down in price, even if they are overpriced. So they are very, very sticky. But I will tell a lot of these people in luxury land that the market is hot in almost every single range. And unless you are in the astronomical ranges above 4 million in some areas, and those are the people that will take a little bit longer, like about 4 months to sell. But if you're like listed at about $2 million, let's say in Orange County, San Diego, or Los Angeles, and you don't have an offer yet, let me tell you, it is a hot market in that in 2 million plus. And if you've been on the market for 3 months, that there may be an issue with price. So let's talk about SoCal demand. And demand looks like this: nuts, absolutely nutty. And I don't know if you saw this, but we alluded to it on Friday that we were going to get a rise in interest rates. And so so the Fed talked last week, and then all of a sudden Thursday, everybody was thinking, oh my gosh, we're dealing with inflation, and then they're going to be tapering, and then there was this change in long-term investments. And so that's where we saw this change, and we have interest rates at now 3%. So we went from 2.88% the prior last week to 3% this week. So not a giant lift, but nonetheless, it's going up. And you know me, I've been rooting for it to go up for quite some time. So I'm very, very happy that it's going up. This is me with a beard in my younger days. And so I was watching the 10-year Treasury, and I mentioned this last week, and it was elevating. And if you see this, if you draw a line across, it's at the highest point since July. It actually got a little bit higher, but came down in the last day. It was at the end of June. Now it's back to right around July 1st. And it's going to hover right around this level, I have a feeling, for a little bit. So we're going to be right around that 3% range. That's what I'm feeling. So I think it's going to be pretty sticky around 3%. We were looking at that 2.88%. So we're going to be hovering now around this 3% for a little bit of time. That was the adjustment. And just know that here's where I think interest rates by this time next year, we're going to be looking at higher rates. So the second half of the year, we should be around 3.5%, that we slowly, methodically got there. We just went from 2.88 to 3%. But over time, we'll make these different adjustments, and it'll take us the better part of I could see it could take us like 6 months to get there, but we'll see. There's a lot that can happen from now until then, and we'll keep you abreast of all of it. But know that at 2.75%, that's an insane seller's market. And when you get to 3.5%, that's just a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. I've heard so many different things that are out there, all these different blogs. I was listening to a whole bunch while I was putting these things together over the last couple of days, and I'm not hearing anything that is moving me at all. I just find a lot of people that are investors think that they understand the marketplace really well, but they don't understand economics. And Southern California demand, this is where we are. This is a snapshot of the last 30 days worth of pending sales activity. So snapshot of escrows, 30 days of escrows. I look at that same metric over time. And this is where we are. Today, we're at 18,150. It went down 1% or down 162. Remember, fall, we're going to go down in inventory, down in demand. So this is pretty normal. And last year, we were at 20,355 at the same period of time. That was 12% higher. It's actually narrowed a little bit because it was 13% higher a couple weeks ago, but now it's 12% higher, and it's 2,205 extra escrows that we were doing throughout Southern California, but that was the spring market last year, and you could see it. That was just the delayed spring. So that's why we can't compare this year to last year. 3-year average, that's what we compare it to, 2017 to 2019, you're looking at 14,840. That's 18% less than where we are right now today. So we're dealing with less inventory and fewer homes coming on the market, yet demand is still elevated. So that's a recipe for an extremely hot market, and that's what we're dealing with right now today. So for all those people that say that we don't have juice in this market, I don't know where they're getting this information from. So where are we going to go as far as demand is concerned from here? Slightly down, just like we are in the inventory, and then we get to the holidays, and then we have the holiday plunge in demand, just like we have the holiday plunge in inventory, almost at the same rate. So as a result, how fast is the market moving? It's not changing much. As a matter of fact, it got hotter within the last 2 weeks. Today, we're at 32 days. It actually dropped a day because we had a slight increase in demand and more of an a slight decrease in demand and a bigger decrease in the supply. So there's now fewer homes on the market, and demand's still a little bit elevated. So you get a 32-day expected market time, dropped from 33 to 32 days. And that is the hottest since July. So know that right now, today, it is the hottest since July. So it feels like summer, which is just weird, but that's what happens when we've been flat for such a long time. We were flat for like 8 weeks straight. So to get to 32 days, the last time we were there was all the way back in July. And last year we were at 38 days at the same time period. And the 3-year average for this time of the year is 84 days. It's typically right at a slight seller's market. That's what below 90 days, 60 to 90 days is a slight seller's market. It's typically there from about the end of August all the way to the end of the year. Not this year. Nope. Instead, we're stuck. We're stuck right here at that 32 days. And you can see that's a hot seller's market. This is a speedometer. It looks like it's going backwards. That's because 180 would be a very slow market. So you're used to looking at a speedometer where it's going way to the right. You are speeding. We are definitely speeding recklessly. So that's where we are today. And if you look right now, we're below that 90-day threshold. That's a slight seller's market, well below 60 days. As a matter of fact, we're well below 40 days. And you can see we're going to stay well below 40 days for the rest of the year. And that is my insanity level. Below 60 is hot, below 40 is insane. We're below 40, and we will maintain that below 40 for quite some time. And you can see it like a locomotive coming down the track, that where we are today, home values are absolutely going to continue to rise even today. For all those YouTube people that are out there, or anybody else that's talking about it, what they don't understand, what's happening on the street, they can talk about that prices aren't going up. But I can guarantee this, that if you're looking for a home, like let's say at $800,000 in Orange County or LA or San Diego County along the coast, or if you go more inland and you're looking for a $550,000 house, that may sound like a lot of money. However, that is an extremely hot price range, and I can almost guarantee if that thing is priced at that last comp that just sold and it's in nice condition, it will garner multiple offers. It will that asking price will be the reserve price, like an auction. It will go like an auction, and it will go to the highest bidder, and values will continue to climb throughout the end of the year because of where we are at the market time. That statistic where it's at today is so hot that we will continue to go up for the rest of this year. And the homeowner equity gains have been absolutely ridiculous. I told you before I believe it's through the second quarter. I have to check this, but anyways, Idaho was beating California through the first quarter of 2021. Now California is beating everybody across the United States, Idaho, Washington, and then you've got on the East Coast, you've got a few really hot states that are out there, just a couple, and most of it is along the West, where it's not as cold. I think it can get pretty cold in Montana, right? But 116,000 is the average homeowner equity gain over the past year for all California homeowners. That's pretty humongous. So you got to look at that. We are numero uno in that capacity. I mean, I don't like to see this kind of price, the prices going up. I do not see anything in the data that shows that we're negative and that something bad and atrocious is going to happen. And there's a lot of people subjective. They're talking about when the Fed fund rate changes next year and they're going to be ratcheting up, and they say, well, when the Fed fund rate goes up, then we get this kind of a reduction in this much of an increase in interest rates. Let me tell you, the Fed fund rate is the short-term rate. It doesn't have a lot to do with long-term interest rates, and you cannot find a stickiness to it. There's not a correlation that is totally a great correlation between the Fed increasing that short-term rate and then interest rates going up. I have a graph for it. I cannot see it. I've looked at the spread. There's not really any rhyme or reason to it. There's many times where the Fed fund rate goes up and interest rates go down. Many times. So, and then they were trying to say that once it goes up 0.25%, that values are going to go down 0.25%. I just listened to somebody that has millions of followers talk about it, and it made my blood boil, because these kind of people, he's not really a bear, but there's enough activity out there where they're starting to talk like bears. So there's a lot of perma bears that are out there. And I'm here to tell you that there's not a bubble, there's not a crash that I can see yet on the horizon. As soon as I see cracks or anything like that, you know that I will be reporting them as soon as I do see them. But I'm looking at all the charts and data, my instrument panels, and I don't see the check engine light is on. And people are throwing all these check engine lights. I'm checking it. It just doesn't make sense out there. So be careful what you watch. So if you want a copy of this, you need to be a subscriber. And if you want to be a subscriber and you are not, let me tell you, go to Reports on Housing. That's the plural of report, REPORTS, reportsonhousing.com. Click on subscribe. It's $15 per month or $150 per year. You get a month free if you sign up utilizing the coupon code Q4HOT. That's Q4 is hot, because that's what's going on right now. And Kevin Buddy, my buddy at Monarch Coast Financial, deals with everything from full doc loans to private money and everything in between. Had loads and loads of experience. Has been doing this since the centennial 1976. And at Monarch Coast Financial, Kevin Buddy, he can help you just like he helps my family and your clients. 949-422-2075. And that's all I have. But let's see if I have any questions out there that I can answer really quick, because I did this in 28 minutes. And let's see if there's any questions. Palm Springs market gets going mid-January, show fall and winter before that. Yeah, David, I can really show you the demand curve, because I'm actually doing just Palm Springs and Palm Desert and that whole area. I'm also doing the high desert, doing a different separate report for high desert. It comes with the San Bernardino and Riverside County reports. I do those sections. So just know that I track it. A lot of the peaks are very similar to the rest of the marketplace. So let's see. I just got people asking for copies. So hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to have a fantastic weekend. My daughter's getting married in December. She's having a bridal shower. I'm going to have to amp spray out of my house, because they're going to tear it up and have a little tea party for my daughter, who is getting married this December. Hard to believe. So that's why I have Zeke. He keeps me young. Even though I have white hair, we'll just call it Arctic blonde for the rest of my life, because that's what it is. And just enjoy your weekend. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to play soccer, and I'm going to be having fun with the kids and all that stuff. So we'll see you on the other side, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much.